Hi everyone, welcome back to She's Crafty Paperworks. If you're new here, I'm Jen, and today we are doing the 5th installment of Vlogmas. I haven't been able to do it every day just because of work commitments, but I've been trying to film all of my different card making throughout the month. And this is a busy month for me, not just because I'm a procrastinator, but also just with my work schedule, I tend to get a little backed up until I have about a week and a half before Christmas that's relatively free. And then I do some of my more last minute card making. But where I'm at right now is working on my specialty cards. I do have a lot of cards to make in December because it's also my mom's birthday, my husband's birthday. It's also our wedding anniversary, and it all comes within 5 days of each other with Christmas. So it's usually pretty chaotic around this time of the month. And what I'm doing today is going over my project for the last few days, and that has been working on the Yuletide Lane dies from Concord and Ninth. And these are the ones where you make the little villages. And I made 3 sets of them, and I'll go over those in a minute more close up. But I had some fun doing it. Definitely a little bit time consuming. I found that I had a couple, as I went through the different houses, I started realizing a pattern that I could do to start speeding things up. So I'll go over that in this video. And this is mostly a card share, but I did want to point out a couple things along the way that I found useful. So let's switch over to the overhead camera and we'll get going. Okay, this is what the set looks like. Very straightforward for the most part. There were a couple of ones that I did not end up using. I did not use the diamonds, which are an option for the lights, for the round lights and then the bigger round lights. Here's the Christmas light string. I opted against that just because I only used them for one house on each village. And this one took me a hot minute to figure out what it was, but when I die cut it the first time using white cardstock for the gingerbread house, I realized what it was, and they're little tree toppers, so it gives you a little snow top. And this right here I didn't use. This, I assume, are tiny little bricks. So if you want to have the look like the brick from kind of coming out of the house a little bit, there's also a stamp that you can use instead. I didn't use either of them because I ended up stumbling into a other alternative, and I just thought I'd try it, and it actually fits perfectly. And it's the embossing folder for our house. And the peak fits right in there perfectly, and I had no problems. And if you even get a little bit of this roof line, you'll cover it up with the, I keep wanting to say frosting because of the gingerbread, but you'll cover it up with the roof line. Now, speaking of the roof line, you'll see that the snow is coming down. I did mine the opposite way, and when I was putting that gingerbread together, I was thinking it like frosting, and it just didn't occur to me that I was doing it the wrong way until I tried to close them and they were getting stuck on each other. So what I did was I went through and I cut them a little bit so that they're not fighting with each other at the edge. But I thought it was a perfectly fine way to, here, let me get this out of the way. I thought this was a perfectly fine way to go about doing it, even though it's a little bit different in terms of the way that they'll close. I can get them to line up pretty well. I thought I would go with it for the other two. Well, I'll put it this way. For the next one that I worked on, I automatically did it that way and for the first house, and then I thought I'd just run with it. And so since I had figured out a way, I kind of like it a little bit better than the snow drooping down, just because, especially for this one, it reminds me of frosting and how snow will kind of layer up on a house. So I went with this executive decision. Certainly, you can go with the way that it's intended. The only thing that it would do differently is you wouldn't be able to put this window up so high because you'll be covering it a lot, unless you don't mind that. Now, this one was the first one that I worked on, and it was the easiest one to do. And that's because of the solid die cutting, right? So I was only cutting in two colors. The first one is the gingerbread color is hazelnut from Concord and Ninth Neutrals pack. It is the perfect gingerbread color. And then I brought in my distress ink in vintage photo, and I went around all of the edges, and I especially paid attention to the edges of the things that were going to go on top of more brown. So like this one and this one. Now, I think if I do the gingerbread again, and I'm sure I will, because I did have a lot of fun putting this together, and I think the recipient is really going to like it. One thing that I would do is bring in some of my candies that I have, like I have little peppermint die cuts that I have for um, it's scrapbook.com's treat boxes. There's a Christmas attachment to that. And I was thinking that that would be perfect to bring some of those in to this. There's like peppermint rods that you could put on either side. I could even do like poppy or cranberry enamel dots, and those could be like cinnamon hots. I've used those when making gingerbread houses before. Peppermints, stuff like that, right? Things that you would typically see, and you can have a little bit of fun with that by also making this instead of just white. I think about a lot of the gingerbread colors have a lot of mint and pastel pinks and stuff like that with it. You could also do a gingerbread look with those different colors as well. That will add to the time though, because that is the beauty of doing it with all white. I just threw white sheet down on the die cutting machine on my magnetic mat, and I just started putting all the pieces and then ran them through. And then if I needed to make duplicates, I went back and did that. But super quick to do, even with that ink blending. For the second village, I wanted to incorporate a little bit of purple. It's going to somebody who loves the color purple. So I wanted to incorporate that, but I also wanted it to still feel Christmassy. So this is a color scheme that I came up with. I have juniper, wild berry, briar rose, plumberry, sea glass, cranberry, and ballet slipper. So I have some pinky purples in here, but I also have my traditional Christmas colors with red and green. And there's a jewel tone thing happening here that I ain't mad about. So this was in various ways incorporated into the houses. Okay, so here is how it came together. Again, I have the roof going the opposite way. But I, again, made a few cuts and I'm not having any problem with them sticking or catching on each other. In terms of the first house, that is stamped in the horizontal stamp in Briar Rose onto this is Ballet Slipper. I left the wild berry, or I'm sorry, the plumberry blank, and this one has that embossing. And this is the one that has just a regular red Sharpie, just to have a little bit of a subtle look coming all the way down. And I just did a couple variations to make each house a little bit more unique. I changed up how the snow would sit on the windows. I also, in this one, I brought the windows together, and in this one, I took one window and turned it. And so that I have just a little bit of variation with each of these. But lots of fun. Super easy, and these are enamel dots using all the same colors. And then this one is just cranberry. I think the recipient will like this. It's still Christmassy, but it still incorporates the purple. The jewel tones stick out for sure. So I'm happy with this. I think she'll be happy with it as well. And same thing, I can get it to close. This was one of the first ones I started die cutting, and it was significantly more work than the gingerbread. And part of it was because I wasn't doing it intentionally. And I'll get back to that in a second, but I want to go over the colors first, because this ended up being my favorite set, and it's because of the colors. So I chose clover, parsley, poppy, pink lemonade, oceanside, and aqua sky. So when I talk about intentionality with the die cutting, this pile right here shows that I had no intention. I was just kind of cutting things out. I was doing it while watching TV, and I would throw some pink down and a whole bunch of dyes on top of that, and so on and so on. The problem is that I ended up with way too much extra, and then having to go back and add more because I didn't have a good color combination. By the time I went to die cut the village that I just showed, because that was the one that I die cut last, but I put together second. And with that, I did it by laying out the houses just like I have here and die cutting accordingly. It just saves so much time. So it saves from creating excess waste like I have here. So this is how the last one came out. Like I said, it ended up being my favorite. I just like the whole vibe it gives off. It's a little bit of everything. I did use, in this one, I didn't do any stamping or any other adjustments to the outside of the houses, except for all of them have the embossing folder. The only stamping I did do was for the doors. All right, like I said, it's a lot of work. It's a commitment, especially if you're doing multiples, but a lot of fun at the same time. I had an enjoyable time actually choosing the colors and the variations that I wanted to do. I just would heed my warning on making sure that you know what you want to do with each of the colors that you're cutting ahead of time versus kind of doing it willy-nilly like I tried to do. That was a big mistake. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon with another Vlogmas installment. We are doing birthday cards. I'm actually working on one right now where I'm doing sewing for the first time. So I have pricked my finger a couple of times, so I'm still getting the hang of it, but it's looking nice. So hopefully we'll have that video up very soon. All right, take care, and I'll see you soon. Happy holidays.